Okay, so I'm making tofu for the first time in my life. And I was like, I opened it. I'm using a recipe online, so I'm gonna have to pause the video to look at the recipe again. But I'm trying to make tofu for the first time as my protein in a dish that I'm making. And I opened this stuff up and I was like, oh my gosh, you have to record yourself doing this because I don't know what in the world I'm doing. I thought it was gonna be like sliced or something, and so I started to grab it. First of all, it was filled with water or some liquid, and then I started to pull it out with my hands, and it's like one big chunk. It's like a chunk. So I'm just going to record myself, and hopefully this turns out good. If it does, awesome. You have a recipe to try. If not, I probably won't even post this. So let's do this. First thing, I'm gonna get a plate so that I can cut this up. It feels really weird. I have tried tofu before at Chipotle. That, what is it called? I forget what it's called, it might come to my mind. But that other stuff that's on the menu is apparently tofu. I asked. The last time I went, I was like, is that stuff tofu? And they were like, yeah. So according to the instructions that I saw online, I was supposed to preheat the oven to 375, so I did that. So it is preheating, and then it said to wrap this up in a kitchen towel, which I hope it meant paper towel. It didn't say paper towel, but I hope that's what it means, and not like a real towel, because I just think that's really weird. It said to wrap it up. So here I am. And then it says to put something heavy on top of it. Like it said, a pot, a heavy pot. I feel like this is pretty heavy. It said to put that on top. Oh, maybe this is heavier. Yeah, this is heavier. Strange, y'all. This is so strange. It says unused portions, add water and store covered in the refrigerator. Change water daily and use within 5 days. But there's no actual cooking instructions, so that's why I went online. All right, so it didn't actually say for how long I'm supposed to let this sit on here. It said that the total prep time for this is 25 minutes. So my guess is I'm supposed to leave this on for as long as it takes to preheat the oven, maybe? I think so. So I'll wait for the oven to finish preheating, and then it said to cube this up. So I'll come back when I'm actually about to cut it up and then saute it. All right, I'm back. The oven just finished preheating, so off with the skillet that now needs to be rinsed off on the bottom. And whoa, this towel is soaking wet, sopping wet. Maybe that's why they told us to wrap it in something. All right. Ooh, this is weird. It honestly reminds me of like wet cheese. I'm sorry. But okay, so the reason why I'm even trying this is because, I don't know, I want to be able to make tofu. Like, what if I have a friend who's vegan And also, doesn't taste bad. Like that one that comes in Chipotle, it doesn't taste bad. And it's healthy. And so I want to learn how to make it. And I think it would be really good to substitute this with for some protein. Like I don't have to eat meat every single day. Meat or fish. Like sometimes I want to be able to have some tofu, you know? But in order for me to do that, I need to learn how to cook it. So if you're watching this and you have advice, like if you make tofu, by all means, post in the comment section your favorite way to make it, your favorite way to season it, because I'm all ears and I'm open. Is that cool? I'm open. So it said to cube this. It's kind of falling apart a little bit. This is the extra firm tofu, by the way. Usually when I'm cooking something new, I go straight to YouTube and I watch videos on it. I don't know why I didn't do that today, probably because I was meant to make this video. So I am just going to continue cubing and I'll show y'all what it looks like when I'm finished. Okay, the cubing is finished. It said that a serving size is 1/5 of a cube, of the whole cube. And so this is 6 sections. So it's probably like 1.5 of these is 1 serving. So I'm gonna make 2 servings worth of tofu. And it said that any additional that you have that you're not gonna cook at the moment to put back into the container that it came in and seal it and put water in it. So I'm gonna do that. I probably should have done that before I cut it, but whatever. So 3 of these are going back into the container. And then the other 3, it says to put in a mixing bowl and go ahead and season it the way that you're wanting it to taste. Oh yeah, and the other reason is because tofu literally can take on the taste of like anything, apparently. So that's another reason why I want to try it. Sorry, my hands, I can't. It's so weird. But I'm doing it. Okay, so I'm gonna season it with some pepper. I'm gonna season it the same way that I seasoned my vegetables last night that it's going with. I'm gonna put some pure sesame oil. I actually wanna measure that. So I'll do like 1 tablespoon. It's probably too much. No, maybe not. 1 tablespoon of pure sesame oil. I'll do this Maggi, just a couple drops of that, few drops, 4 drops. I'll do some onion powder. I'll do a tad bit of adobo. And I'll do a little bit of garlic powder. And I actually have some garlic somewhere. Yeah, right in front of me. So I think I'll put some of that in there too. And then I'll mix it all together. I guess be careful when you mix it because, like I said, it's very soft. You don't want it to break apart. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. All right, so next up is sauteing it. So I'm just gonna pour it right in, and what it says is to saute it on each side, shaking it as needed until it's browned on all the sides. Some tongs. All right. So I'm gonna put them all as flat as I can. I'm also gonna add a little cupful of olive oil to help this sauteing process. And we'll just let this cook up, okay? The next thing it says to do is to put it on a baking sheet and stick it in the oven. Remember, I have preheated the oven to 375. So now it says to put it on a baking sheet and stick it in the oven for 15 minutes. Now, the purpose of doing this is to make it crunchy, I think. Did it say crunchy? Okay, never mind. It said to make it crispy. So, I'm okay with crispy, I think. Crispy's like fried chicken, right? Like, that's crispy. So I think I want that. And right now it does feel pretty soft still. It feels like, I mean, just touching it with the tongue, it feels like, have you guys ever had that imitation crab meat? It kind of feels soft like that, but more breakable. All right, so we gonna put this in the oven like I said, and maybe I'll do it for like, no, I'll do it for 15. I'm actually gonna do what it says to do. So I'm gonna stick this in the oven, turn on the timer for 15 minutes. I'll do 14, and then we'll come back and see how it looks and tastes.
So don't worry about it. See a hater do the swerve, know you heard about it. We've been putting in this work. When you talk this big and your wins this big, everybody about to know about it.
Right, so I'm about to take it out of the oven, and I actually cleaned the kitchen in the meantime. This is what it looks like. So pretty crispy, pretty good. And like I said, about half of these is a serving size. So that's how I'm gonna plate it. And I'll test it for you guys in 90 seconds after I make this rice. All right, moment of truth. So this is what my plate for lunch looks like. I've got half the plate sauteed vegetables that I made last night. I have 25% FFCs, which are fiber-filled carbohydrates, and that specifically is brown rice and quinoa. And then I have the tofu. So that's what my plan that I'm following right now, my actual meal plan. That's the breakdown of the way the plate is supposed to look. So let's go ahead and try this, y'all. If I don't like it, I have this. If it's like not enough seasoning, this is some teriyaki sauce that came with the veggie stir fry that I just didn't use. So I'll sprinkle some of that on top of the tofu if I don't like it. But because this video specifically was for and about this tofu. That's what I'm gonna try first. All right, here we go. Okay. I probably could have left it in the oven for another couple minutes because it's crispy, but I wish it was a little bit crispier. Flavor, bland. Definitely need this teriyaki sauce, but it doesn't, like, it's weird. Like, literally there's no taste in my mouth anymore. It's gone. I can kind of taste the seasonings that I put on it, but I cannot taste the peanut oil. I mean, not peanut oil. I can't taste the pure sesame oil at all. I can kind of taste the pepper. So I'm going to put some of this teriyaki sauce on it to give it some more flavor and see if I like it like that. All right. I'm literally just gonna rub it right on top like this. Okay. Yes. I can do this. I can do this one. What does it taste like? It doesn't taste like, the consistency isn't really like chicken, but it's like the closest thing that I can think of to compare it to. Put it in a sauce, put it in a sauce. That's what I have to say about that. But okay. That's good. If you want to know how I figure out the best way to make tofu to make it taste really good, let me know. I think as far as cooking it goes, this was a good recipe to follow to cook it, to make it crispy. I don't think I would like it any other way but crispy, honestly, unless it was disguised like in a sauce, maybe for pasta or something as the protein. But the reason why I want the protein in this specific lunch meal is because protein is what makes you feel full for longer. So if I didn't have this protein, I probably would be hungry again in another like hour and a half, 2 hours, because there's nothing in my body that is holding that hunger. So I do want the protein from the tofu. I just didn't really feel like making chicken, or I don't really have anything in the house right now. So I was like, well, let's try that tofu. I've been meaning to try it for a while, and it's officially done. And I like it. I like this with the teriyaki sauce. I hope y'all enjoyed.